Good evening, everyone. This is LJ with the latest Spurs chat. I've left it a good while now, since after the Ipswich result, because I was so mad, so frustrated, so angry. I thought I need to calm down for a couple of days to get me perspective, not jump on the bandwagon, which a lot of people have done. One hand out, he's this, he's that. So apologies for those who do watch on a regular, but I just had to digest it. Let's get straight into it then, shall we? The team, the starting 11, which was read out before the game, was Vicario, Porro, Romero, Dragazin, Udogie, Bentancur, Sarr, Kuvalevski, Johnson, Solanke, Son. All good, I thought. Strongest possible team, which he probably could have put out. And I expected Ange to say before the game, and maybe he did. It didn't look like it. Let's put it another way. I think I would have said before the game, right, boys, let's remember Brighton. Let's remember Palace. Let's not make it an unlucky number 3. Get out there, on the front foot, fast tempo, press Ipswich, which will get the crowd up, which will make it a very intimidating place for Ipswich. Make it as difficult as you can. If possible, get the early goal. Ipswich's head will go down after their recent run of results. Let's go. But no, Dr. Tottenham came up again, rearing his ugly head. First half, lacklustre, laboured, no aggression, devoid of any ideas. Ipswich were pressing Romero and Dragazin, trying to isolate them, which often hurried them. Spurs, a couple of shots in that first half, admittedly in the 3rd minute when Son played in. Johnson, who toe poked it past the post, should have scored. Could have been a different game. 18th minute, Porro played in Solanke, whose shot was pushed around the post. That was it. But there were warnings for Spurs. As early as the 8th minute, Smodrich, I think that's how you pronounce his name, the ball was crossed out. It was headed out for a corner by Udogie. From the resulting corner, Burgess heads onto the bar. On that particular corner, Ipswich whacked 5 players at the Spurs' far post. And I was starting to think then he'd done his homework here, the Ipswich manager, and I'll come to a few other things later on. The first goal, bouncing around in the box, I might be wrong, I think it was Romero and Porro or Romero and Johnson just standing there. How can you let someone have an overhead kick with that much space, that much time in the box? It was like over the schoolboy park, under 10s. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And then just before half time, Smodic again comes in from the left, crosses in, hits Vicario, hits Dragazin. It's going in as an own goal, but Delap runs in and pokes it home. We're 2-0 down at half time. Was I surprised? Not really, because we've got this massive habit, and it isn't just this year. The door is ajar, but it's ourselves that slam it shut. So, as many of you probably was the same as me at half time, expecting a few changes, expecting them to come out, like they so often do. They did press a little bit more, but there wasn't the onslaught as expected. So I had a couple of shots. One the keeper tipped over, the other one the high, kept cutting, trying to do a worldie. Who else? Deep into stoppage time, Solanke found himself in the box. World-class finisher finishes that. Hit it straight at the keeper. Werner had a few shots, one tipped over. One was his obligatory high and wide. I'm not going to knock Werner too much because at least he skinned the fullback a couple of times, which is more than Son and Johnson done during the whole game. We did score in the 68th minute from a Porro corner, which Bentancur met with a bullet header. And to be fair, Bentancur, for me, before he got tired, gave the ball away a couple of times. I thought he was man of the match for us. I really did. But as I was saying, the Ipswich manager seemed to do his homework with the corners, like I said. Too many crosses into the hands of Muric in the Ipswich goal today. Now, this is something that Ange should have said at half time. All season, well, ever since Ange started, his plan, his only plan, is to go down the flanks, cross it in, low. Even if you don't get it down to the flanks, edge of the box, cross it in low. So please to God, can anyone explain why in this particular game we're putting in crosses, we're putting in corners, free kicks, high into a box where the opposition's goalkeeper is 6'5". If you rewatch the game or the highlights, just before they cross, the keeper knows he's already coming out for it before the crosses actually come in. Again, they've done their own work. The corners, those crosses, the pressing of the two Spurs centre-halves. Spurs can't handle when other teams press them, when they play them in their own game. It's been an obvious sign for ages. And I do not know why we don't sort that out. I mean, one of my favourite players in the Spurs team, Pedro Porro, lost possession 26 times in that match. 26 times. The manager's got to see that. You've got Jed Spence itching, who's been in good form when we've seen glimpses of him this season. Take Porro off. You haven't got to be horrible. You just go, Pedro, you're looking tired, mate. Going to give you a rest. Put Spence on 26 times in 10 games is too much. Never mind one. Jesus. I had a few questions sent in to me. One is, Ange has had 10 of today's starting 11 for 18 months now, so how long does it take to get his message across? Is this part of a painful rebuild, or is Ange out of his depth? In Spurs' last 18 Premiership games, they've won against Burnley, Sheffield United, Everton, Brentford, West Ham, Villa and United. Right. How long does it take to get his message across? I think he has got his message across, but it's got to be down to the players as well, as if they believe in it. And that can only come from a meeting, and also maybe a meeting with the captain and the chairman. Is my answer to that one. Is this part of the painful rebuild of Ange out of his depth? I think at the moment I'd say it's probably a bit of both. I think looking at Ange's post-match demeanour and answers to the questions, I think it's hit him slap bang in the face, this one. So it'll be interesting to see what the next couple of games hold in store. In those last games, I mean, yeah, the only one out of that list of teams I mentioned, Burnley, Sheffield United, Everton, Brentford, West Ham, Villa and United, I mean, Man United will probably turn the corner a bit now, but it's only Villa, isn't it, that you can really say was a good thing. So I am looking a little bit down on Ange, but then I've got another stat thrown at me this morning as it goes. Premier League wins after 50 games. Klopp 26, Arteta 26, Pep 36, Ange 25 after 49. So basically Ange is identical to Klopp and Arteta. So, what do you think of that then, is what I was told. Well, my argument there is that even under Arteta, you could see what he was trying to do. And slowly he was fixing it. Klopp the same. Where the worrying thing for me is with Ange, he can see surely where he's going wrong, but he won't deviate from his plan to fix it. Because I'd love him to fix it. And what, like I said, my worry is that he won't. He's too stubborn. If he does tweak it a bit, I think he can do it. But I also think he needs a couple of players. And I also think, and I did say this before the Ipswich game, before anyone says, oh, it's easy in hindsight, I thought he should have started Gray in the middle on Sunday. And I think he should start him maybe not against City, but the game after that. I think he's got to be in the middle. Give him a go. He's the only one out of those young players, in my opinion, that deserves to start in his rightful position. Give Spence a go. You've got nothing to lose now. That's a fifth defeat this season. 1-5, drawn 1, lost 5. Not good enough. Nuno got sacked for almost identical points when he was at Spurs. And no, I haven't got anything against Ange, but the fan base is now 50-50 split. My honest opinion is wait until after the Christmas games over that festive period are over and see where we are, because we've got 10 games in December. But I'm not going to ignore some of the improvements. The set pieces, defending set pieces has got better. Some of the attacking plays got better. So at the moment, I'm like, would I give him the January window? Yeah, I probably would, even after the fixtures. I think it's such a fine line, isn't it? People say, yeah, but if we'd have won the other day, we'd have gone third. Well, Spurs people, let's be honest. If we'd have gone third, it would have been a false position, wouldn't it? Every single team that's won the Premier League, the old Division 1, has had a good defence. And it has improved, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near a Championship or top four defence, is it? And I think an average Premier League manager would sort out that defence. And that's the question I always come back to in my own head. Would an average Premier League manager do better with that squad? At the moment, yes. Would I stick with him, Ange? Yes, at the moment. Because we can't keep just sacking managers. But I'm going to be very interested to see if Levy doesn't back him in terms of proven players in January. Maybe the summer too, if he's still here. Because the only person that we signed in the last window to start is Solanke. There's rumours that they're going to go for a goalkeeper in January. There's rumours from today, I think I see, that we want to go for another centre-half in January. I think they should go for a leader. Where they find that leader, I don't know. Please leave in the comments if you've got any suggestions from anywhere around the world, because we haven't got a leader. And I think we need another centre forward. I want us to go for Eze, because I think if we have an injury on the left, he can play there. Injury on the right, he can play there. And if Solanke was to be injured, I think he could do a job up top as well. Personal opinion of Richarlison, or Rich T. Arlison, and he's made of biscuit. I would sell him. If Saudi's come in with an offer, even if it's 40 million, take it. I like the bloke, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't matter how good you are. If you're not going to play for quite a few games, you ain't no good for us. But yeah, would Ange, if Ange gives him a list of 4 players and he only gets 1 or none, would he say, sod it off? Half of me thinks he would, but I don't know him well enough, but I'd like to think that he would. And this is where you're coming back to the problem at the top. It came out today that we're the third most, and how do I word it? The third most profit. No, we're third in the world as a club when it comes to profit making. Came out today. Right. Go and spend it then on some proven players, Levy. That's what I think. If Ange can get 3 players that are proven that can come straight into the team, and then he's still failing, then it's fair enough. But you've got to gamble sometime. You've got the money, man. You've got loads of money coming in. Because I do think he needs help. I don't want to slag Son off because he's been excellent for us over the years. Levy doesn't want to slag him off because he gets in the most in shirt sales. But to me, he's more often than not in the last year underperformed. I think that Ange needs 2 world-class wingers. His system relies so much on wingers. I know he did want Neto. Didn't get him. Because the struggle is at the moment, Son and Johnson, like against Ipswich, didn't beat the fullback. You need wingers that will beat the fullback in this system. And I said we need another striker because, like I said the other day, when Solanke's not playing, there's no one to hold it up. It's like I've been saying it for over a decade now. I'm sure many Spurs fans will have heard this statement, what I'm going to say now. We're just 2 or 3 players away. We're just 2 or 3 players away. But we never bridge that gap. And under ENIC, under Levy, I don't think we're going to. And we're going to be stuck in this rut of rebuilding, being the Neely men, Spursy. I hate that phrase, but you can't argue against it. How can you beat Manchester City and lose to Palace, beat Man City and Villa, and lose to Ipswich at home? See, the home form's been getting Ange out of trouble because we did look good at home. But if that starts to waver, our away form's not great, then the pressure's really on. I'm going to say it now, and I hope I've got egg on my face. I think Man City will hammer us. Even though they're struggling. I mean, they should have been out of sight against Brighton the other day, but I still believe that they will hammer us. And I hope I'm wrong, I really do. But there's something not right there. There's rumours that Maddison has argued with Ange, and that's caused a bit of dressing room upheaval. Before the game, Ange didn't do anything to deter these rumours. He was asked, was he surprised if Maddison wasn't involved in the England setup? He didn't get called up again. To which Ange replied, a free kick doesn't mean you're going to get called up, mate. So basically, Shane, he scored a good free kick, but he's been crap. That's not even getting in our team. That relationship's a bit strained to me. And while I agree he hasn't been brilliant, well, he's been poor in Maddison, the system doesn't allow him to fulfil his potential, his game. The 2 inverted fullbacks mean that there's not enough space in that area where Maddison likes to work, where Maddison likes to, put them balls in, slot strikers in through the middle and things, which is what he used to do at Leicester. He'd be outside the box, he'd bend one in from 20, 25 yards, and he'd slip a through ball through. There's no space because of the inverted. See, what that means, in my opinion, the inverted fullbacks are there to overload the midfield, to create a problem for the opposition. But times with us, it's detrimental to our offensive play because Maddison, sometimes Kulusevski, haven't got the space due to the inverted wings. And that's a problem, especially if they do it at the same time. I think I've said before, if you're going to do that system, say for example, Porro's going up. No, say actually it's Maddison's side. So Udogi's going up, he's inverted. Maddison should be given license to float to this side, to the right side. If Porro goes up that side, Maddison has the license to be on the other side. He needs a free roll. He's no good on the left wing. Just like I said about Grealish, he shouldn't be on the left wing. And I brought that up because there's rumours again, and they're become more and more loud. These rumours that we want Grealish. Why do you want Grealish? I'd only have Grealish if he played in the centre like he did for Villa. So it would be no point to me. He'd be doing exactly the same. He'd have the same struggles as Maddison. To me, Maddison's got to be in the position where Kulusevski is. Can't have both of them. If Kulusevski has a bad game, Maddison can come and slot in. They can't play together, and he's no good on the left. Do you start Werner instead of Son against City? Maybe, because at least Werner, he took on the man the other day. But I don't know why he doesn't say to his wingers, have a go. I need you to have a go. That is what the system's all about. See, it doesn't look to me like they're believing in the system. Then I'll get this shouted at me. Yeah, LJ, listen, man. You know, we beat West Ham 4-1. You know, beat Villa 4-1. Let me say something to you. Not so much the Villa game. Go and watch the West Ham game again. And even better, go back to the first 10 games for last season where we was unbeaten. And it was Ange ball. Everyone think we're going to win the league. Let me tell you something. You go and watch all of those games back and see how many chances the opposition still had. We were still giving them a lot of chances, but they didn't take them. And now, all in them first 10 games, we used all our luck probably for 2 seasons. You know, system's flawed. It's 100% flawed. If Porro goes forward, why isn't Bentancur covering it? Or Bissouma, whoever's in that CDM role. One fullback goes forward, the defensive midfielder should go into that space. No, he's too busy charging up the field. So we're left with, if both wingers are flying up, whether they're inverted or not, you've got 2 defenders. So when they put the team sheet out on the screen on the telly, they might as well just put Romero, Van der Ven at the back. Because that is what it is. The system's mental. You've got 2 at the back. It's a fundamental flaw with this system. Unless you say to them, I only want one, whatever side the ball's on when we're attacking, then that fullback may go forward. We can invert if he wants, whatever happens in the play after. But the other one, he's got to stay. At least for his free back. If Porro goes up, you can invert if you want, depending on what patterns of play develop while you're up there. But the other one's got to stay back, Udogi. This 2 at the back business is no good. It's no good, and it's affecting confidence. Dragusin, rubbish the other day. Rubbish. And he's not rubbish. Romero, he's been off it all season. Very bad. Just wanders about. Slows the game down like I've been saying since the start of the season. Hopefully Mickey will be back against City. And maybe that's why they're looking for another centre-half, because I do believe that Romero's head has been turned by Madrid. They come in with 100 million, mate. I love Romero, don't get me wrong. But his form's off it. His head's been turned. If we get a bid of 100 million from Madrid, take him. If it's 80 million, take it. Go out and get someone that wants to play for Spurs, doesn't think they're better than Spurs. They want to play. Like Mickey Van der Ven does at the moment. But if I'm a centre-half, or even a fullback, play for Spurs, every time I'm going out on that field, I'm dreading it. Picture it like this, lads and ladies. Let's just start here. You're right back. You're flying up. Doesn't matter if you're going inverted up. You're told by Ange to fly up. The team break on you, down your side, goal. You've been told by Ange to go up, which is what I've just said. In your mind, you're thinking, that's my side that gone down. You're going to feel guilty. Same as the centre halves, same as the other side, same as the left side when you go up. As a goalie, you can't be wanting to play behind that defence. You're just going to go, God. There's no cohesion in that unit. Do you know what? And I don't see a thing on the Spurs TV and the clips and all that. All I see is the same thing. Pick, down the line, cross it, bang, down the line, cross it, bang. Let's see something. Do you actually work on a defence? Have you got a defensive coach? Because it doesn't look like it. I'll hold my hands up. I think it's about 70 corners, or now we've conceded no letting 2 goals. Fair play. You've improved that. But if you've improved that, why can't you improve the other parts of the defending? I don't understand. I just don't understand. And how long is it going to be before Mickey van der Ven gets the ump? How many more times are we going to have to rely on him getting us out of the shit? Pulling his hamstring. He's going to get fed up. If he keeps having to burst back to get us out of the shit, he's going to keep pulling hamstring. Romero don't look interested in the system. And let's be fair, normally, and especially for Argentina, Romero is quality. And he would be quality in a normal playing system in the back four. That back four for Spurs is good enough if trained in the right system to challenge right up the top. It is. But I'm not a great believer in leaving yards and yards of space. Ipswich knew the other day exactly what to do, exactly how to play us. And they're not the only team. They're not. We can get out of trouble now and again by having a good 3 goals in 7 minutes, 3 goals in 10 minutes, Ange ball. And we all love it. I've done it. I love it. We're going to win the league. I'm the same. Even after 45 years, I'm the same. I'll get reeled in, like I said on the last video. But something's got to change. You've got to tweak it, Ange. You've got to tweak it. I'd admire him more if he came out next week or never and said, you know what? It has been a massive learning curve for me, this Premier League. I'm still going to stick to my principles. I'm still going to stick to my system, but I'm going to tweak it. I know I've got to make a few changes, but it's still going to be the same system. But I'm going to tweak it. I'd lot respect him then more than now saying it's my way. I'm not changing. This is it. We're all wrong at times in everyday life, not just football. Put your hand up. And if he said that, I guarantee you the majority, at least half of that 50% of the fan base would want him out now, would say, fair play, give him another go. I honestly believe that. Apart from that, I've got it off my chest. Hopefully you've got it out of your heads now. It's very frustrating. I'll just quickly say thank you to Liam. I'll read out your business if you've been following me for a while now, you know that Bear Plumbing, Heating and Tiling sponsor this, and I really do appreciate it, Liam. And Bear Plumbing and Heating provide all services from boiler breakdowns and new installs, from dripping taps to full bathroom installs, and all types of tiling, small or large. They're based in Shefford, which is in Hertfordshire. If you contact Liam on 07881 288 747, use the code LOU, that's LOU 007, you'll receive a 10% discount. And I say it every time, and I say it again, thank you, Liam. It's so kind of you, and it does help that you're sponsoring this. I'm quite happy that I didn't lose it tonight on here, because I was probably going mad after the game. So I might learn this. I'll leave it 24, 48 hours after when you have a result like that. And I think that the next month's massive for Ange, but I do want to see him succeed because I love the football when it works. I just want to see the tweaks and the slight changes, and maybe give people like Spence and RG Gray a go in their correct positions though. What you got to lose? Please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Let's get it going out there. I'm still doing my Facebook lives. But yeah, we've got 2 weeks where we can recollect our thoughts, Spurs fans. Take a deep breath and go again. And don't worry, it's City next. Anyway, everyone, please stay in good health. Take care. Come on, you Spurs.